Rec. This is your Star Ocean Second Evolution. We got the elusive, what is it called? Your middle goddess will ask you to play music. Choose a special musician. If they play well enough, you will get the rare musical instrument, the elusive shamisen. Leave the room and head over to the left side. The boss is at the top. Alright. So we're going to go in now. We've done everything that we can on this level. We're going to go fight the boss. Boing. We're going to go fight the boss. So let's go fight the boss. Sensation. I was going to switch to I got a license to kill. Experience rate $31,000. 16. You know it's going straight by your heart. Got a license to kill. Got a license to kill. Anyone who tries to tear us apart. Got a license to kill. Say that somebody tries to make a move on you. No, that's Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight. Yeah, I got 2 songs of hers. License to Kill from a James Bond movie, and Midnight Train to Georgia. Because I was just like, yeah, let's get some more Gladys Knight. I liked her License to Kill, so let's do more. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. I've got to go. I've got to go. Train to Georgia. She'd rather live in his world than live without him in hers. Let's see here. Say that somebody tries to make a move on you. Bill. No, I need blackberries. In the blink of an eye, I'll be there too. And they'll know why. I'm gonna make them pay. Get the 2 people at once. Aliens at once. That's really nice. You know. These are for some Power Ranger music videos I made. It was also showing off different reoccurring henchmen that weren't the bosses. It was wonderful. You know, I'm going straight for your heart. The first one I did was basically the ending of the golden age of Power Rangers. $23,250. $12,000. Yeah. Basically, I started off with that Goldar. He was the first henchman I knew, first one, and the first muscle character, reoccurring enemy on the Power Rangers. And then it was like the Green Ranger. Then it was Power Rangers Zeo with this one prince. There's a prince that was a baby, and so he hangs out. There's a prince that's a baby. I'll see you guys around. I don't know if I'm gonna make a little guys up to, but there's a prince that's all grown up, and he and his bride are usually reoccurring enemies. So I showed them fighting. Then you had Elgar, when the Power Ranger base was being taken over by the bad guys. Alright, there's Turbo. I had Elgar in there. Elgar, being a jerk, throwing his hammer at an empty Zordon, tube, Zordon energy tube. And then it was like, yeah. When I saw that, I was just like, okay, I know what has to come next. So then I had the part where Astronema shoots at the Red Ranger. And the Red Ranger gets onto Astronema's ship, and that basically tries to talk reason to her, because he is his little sister. $23,250 $65, something like that. But she's not listening, so she basically fires a blast, knocks him around, fires a blast at the enemy, at her, and tiles. Intruder alert. Failed to detect all identity codes. Subject to find as enemy's elimination program initiated. Proceeding with elimination. Anyway. So yeah, she was like, one guy, attack him. So basically, she basically fired a lightning blast at him. He was able to deflect it with his spiral saber. And it hit her and knocked her out. So he's like, oh my gosh, confirmed. And so he goes over to her to try to check on her, see if she's okay. But right then, Ecliptor is able to bust into that room. And Clifter he's a bad guy, definitely. He's been kind of a jerk to the Red Ranger, but he's definitely a loyal bad guy. He wants to protect Astronema at all costs. So he sees that Astronema is on the ground. The Red Ranger's like, oh my gosh, freaking out. You know, you know, on the ground. The Red Ranger's standing, basically checking on her. He's like, what? Oh my God, what did you do that? What did you do to your sister? She said, what did you do to her? She was your sister, man. So basically, they have a fight. And during the fight, there's one part where the Red Ranger's able to knock Ecliptor back. Now, earlier, Zordon told the Red Ranger when he first saw him, saw him in his energy tube. What? They knocked that off her. Saw him in his energy tube. Hold on. In his energy tube on that ship. Zordon told him, okay, yeah, what you have to do, basically, Earth was being, and other places were being taken over by bad guys. So he's like, yeah, he's like, well, what can I do to stop this, Zordon? Zordon says, shatter my energy tube. I was like, well, what happened to you? It's like, I will be gone, but, that poison tube. I will be gone, but basically, the explosion, there's basically the sea, what they call the sea wave, will, the resulting energy blast will, Selene's down to 1, okay, help Selene out, basically, the resulting energy blast will, basically destroy all the enemies, on Earth and, other places around the galaxy. So, yeah, basically he couldn't do it then. The Red Ranger could not bring himself to do it then. But then, when he got that moment to knock Ecliptor back, okay, Ecliptor back, he's like, dude's like, yeah, Zordon's like, now, do it now, quick, before he gets back up, before he comes back and tries to attack you again. It's like, all right, so he shatters the energy tube. It's just like, oh my gosh. So he shatters the energy tube, 100,000? Serious points? Very nice. We're going to get level 17, 117,000. So Days gets level, Alpha gets level, Zing gets level, 101. Very nice, very nice. Entrance requirements cleared. You may now enter, you may now enter, you may now enter. Yeah. Hooray! No, I need this one. Wake up. So yeah, so it was just like, yeah, it was just like that was the end, the end of the Golden Age, because basically Zordon's been destroyed. The Z waves flew out, disintegrated Ecliptor. It was actually a pretty cool. The whole thing, it was basically didn't really deserve to be disintegrated. He was actually not a bad guy, not the worst guy ever. He just wanted to protect Astronema. Follow her, do what she wanted him to do. So he'll get disintegrated. That sucks, but I get to be able to hang out in the afterlife with Zordon. But who knows? Anyway, then all the other enemies, basically on Earth and on other places around the galaxy get disintegrated. The Machine Empire gets disintegrated. Basically a bunch of other characters get disintegrated, including Elgar. And then it's like when you get to the main three, you get Blessed Rita and Lord Zed get, they don't get disintegrated, but they get turned back to humans again. So there's the actors who played them. So it's really cool to see that. And they dance off into the off screen. They come together and dance off screen, waltz their way off screen, and then they see Divatox trying to run away from the Z wave, but getting to get hit. Gets hit by the Z wave, and she turns back to normal as well. She's like, oh my gosh, whoa, I'm normal again. So like, okay, there's definitely some history there, even though she had some issues. So yeah, interesting stuff. That was my first use of License to Kill. This is for that compilation. And then I used the next one again for the next compilation, which was for the team up episode, for the first ever team up episode of Power Rangers. The Psycho Rangers came back. Woman's Revenge. Okay, the speed of this creature is what makes it so difficult. It's hard to trap an enemy, which uses to... Yeah, whatever. You eventually got him. I don't get a single dang thing for beating this guy. Says the guy. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the chair chest to see right at the beginning here on this floor. You both fresh up another player ring. Keep it going until her voice. Some girl appears as if you're supposed to recognize her. Technically, her name is Puffy. Doesn't matter what you answer. She'll ask another question to which you answer doesn't matter again. If you really want to know a beast is the